Hello and welcome to this Unified Communication Self-Training class GCS level. My name is Ilyas Namran and I am a Regional Product Engineer here at GrandStream EMEA. I'm in charge of the Unified Communication Solution, and in this class we're going to talk about a widely used technology in telecommunication. So without further ado, let's start this class. Let's look at the outline of this class. First, we're going to talk about what Voice over IP is. Then we're going to talk about its benefits and components. After that, we will introduce you to unified communication and define what it means. Then we are going to mention the components of unified communication. Voice over IP is a collection of technologies and protocols that define the basic rule for the communication through the Internet Protocol. Voice over IP works by encoding voice information into a digital format, which can be carried across IP networks in discrete packets. Voice over IP has a strong effect on global communication by allowing human voice and fax information and messages to travel over existing packet data networks along with traditional data packets. The convergence of voice and data in the same network brings both benefits and constraints to users. Voice over IP can be achieved on any data network that uses IP, like internet, intranets, and local area networks. Voice over IP helps to deliver many new features, such as advanced call routing, computer integration, unified messaging, integrated information services, long-distance toll bypass, and encryption. A VoIP system doesn't rely on traditional phone lines. Everything is powered and streamlined by a broadband internet connection, with internet as the medium. Users gain more functionality, reliability, and a diverse lineup of features. Voice over IP services have helped many businesses lower costs dramatically. It provides greater flexibility, greater control, and greater oversight at a lower total cost of operation. Any business with a concern about efficiency and cost-effective solutions for telecommunications has likely been informed that voice over Internet Protocol telephone systems are the best choice in today's internet-driven society. So many advantages and benefits can be used when working with voice over IP technology, like cost reduction, mobility, flexibility, voice quality, and we're going to talk about each one of these in the next slides. Voice over IP services can cut your telephone bills by more than half, which gives your business extra cash flow to inject into other areas. Not only do cutting costs on installation and maintenance, but the call rates of voice over IP calls are also significantly lower than traditional telephone services, and with more telephony features, opening opportunities for any business. A voice over IP business phone system offers many cost advantages over older PBX hardware. Pricing is simple and affordable, and the low monthly fees are per person, so your expenses are predictable and easy to manage. A voice over IP business phone system offers many cost advantages over PBX hardware. Pricing is simple and affordable, and the low monthly fees are per person, so your expenses are predictable and easy to manage. Staying connected to your team to collaborate and remain productive when moving from one location to another or working remotely is very important nowadays, and VoIP technology ensures this advantage by using any broadband connection. You can log into your VoIP telephone and you will get a dial tone regardless of where you are. It makes a huge impact on your mobility and productivity, making your team members easily connectable, even when on the road. In many cases, employees will be able to retain a single number regardless of travel or moves from one office to another, in addition to providing an effective and reliable system for remote workers. And for flexibility, VoIP offers a lot of flexibility in the devices and the features used by giving users the liberty to expand or add telephone lines to their existing systems. VoIP flexibility allows users to run their work and business using different devices like smartphones, laptops, and desktops. As a matter of fact, voice over IP users can carry their IP phones along with them wherever they go. These solutions are flexible. They provide access to local as well as roaming calls at comparatively lower rates. Voice quality. With a stable internet connection and wide bandwidth, VoIP calls can have a good sound quality, in addition to the choice of codecs that can positively or negatively impact the sound quality. A professional voice over IP service provider will advise you on the requirements necessary to take advantage of excellent internet phone call quality in your business. A properly set up and maintained voice over IP system has notable advantages in terms of quality over conventional systems. Voice over IP requires call signaling in order to set up, tear down, and manage a connection between two parties. The most popular protocols currently used for voice over IP and unified communication solutions are SIP, Session Initiation Protocol, and H.323. If you have looked at some providers' head-to-heads, you may have noticed that some providers will specifically offer SIP trunking capabilities. Beyond this, voice over IP can utilize other protocols like MGCP, Media Gateway Control Protocol, but we're going to focus more on SIP, which is the most used by our UC products. SIP has become the Internet Engineering Task Force standard for multimedia sessions, more specifically for audio, video, and even instant messaging or team messaging solutions. It is interesting to note that SIP is modular, meaning that it can be changed easily. Depending on the type of data you wish to transmit, your SIP deployment will need to be conceptualized for that specifically. Therefore, voice over IP and instant messaging communications will work around different aspects, and this is a major strength of SIP. Once a call is established, media packets are transmitted between parties across the network using media protocols like RTP and RTCP. Real-time transport protocol, which carries the actual media streams, whether voice, video, or both, while SIP establishes connections across the network. Real-time transport control protocol, which collects out-of-band statistics and control information for RTP sessions, like providing feedback on the quality of service, including statistics such as packet count, packet loss, jitter, etc. Session Initiation Protocol operates independently out of packet layer and uses the text to encode its messages, which facilitates parsing and helps to simplify debugging. In order to place a call in SIP, the caller locates an appropriate SIP server, typically by DNS, then sends an invite request to the SIP server, and the packets travel via the internet in order to reach the destination. And for that, there are different types of SIP messages: the request that initiates functionality of the protocol, and the responses that return a result code of the transaction. And for example, if you are using a legacy fax machine, the only way to get SIP and fax to cooperate with each other is to use a voice over IP gateway and analog adapter. And now we're going to talk about the codecs, which are used to convert an analog voice signal to a digitally encoded version. More simply, a codec basically takes data from one form, encodes it into another form, and decodes it at the egress point of the communication session. This encoding is achieved by codecs, which is short for encoder and decoder. There are two types of codecs, the one used for audio encoding and decoding, and the ones used for video encoding and decoding. Audio codecs used to encode the audio signal from a microphone for transmission by a terminal and decode the received audio codes sent to the speaker. I have listed in this slide some of the famous audio codecs such as GSM, G723, ILBC, Opus, etc. Video codecs used to encode video from a camera for transmission by a terminal and decode the received video code on a video display of the receiving terminal. I have listed in this slide some of the famous video codecs like H.265, H.264, VP8, etc. You also need to know that if the wrong codec is chosen for a particular situation or use case, voice quality can quickly deteriorate. There is an inverse relationship between the amount of compression performed and the quality of the audio. The greater the compression, the lower the quality of the resulting stream or file. Some voice over IP codecs preserve the original quality of the voice signals, but require higher bandwidth and/or processing power. On the other hand, there are codecs which utilize heavy compression to save bandwidth. This is why the discussion of which codec to use becomes important. Many codecs have been developed specifically for certain use cases, and using them under the wrong circumstances can be a mistake. And when asking the question which codec to use, the answer to this question will never be precise, because unfortunately there is no perfect codec that is acceptable for all enterprises under all circumstances. Some high-quality codecs require licensing fees, whereas others are open source. Some offer better quality, while others use less bandwidth. All these aspects will affect the final choice of codec selection by a provider, client, or organization. Now let's talk about unified communication, define it, and know its benefits and its components. Unified communication is a group of modern real-time and non-real-time communication services and technologies that provide businesses with a consistent user interface and experience across multiple devices and platforms. Unified communication also assists on bridging between the VoIP and other computer-related communication technologies. A unified communication system basically combines voice, video, chat, email, and presence together into one system. UC solutions have many advantages and benefits, and some of them are improving efficiency and productivity, better customer service with cost savings, less administration, securing the business, enabling mobile workforce. And I'm going to talk about each of these benefits to understand the positive change the unified communication can bring to our life. Improving efficiency and productivity. Adopting a unified communication program can boost the productivity of teams as it enables them to collaborate more closely. Multiple team members can work on one document simultaneously, sharing ideas and adding comments, which means less time is wasted sending work back and forth for feedback. Better customer service with cost saving. Here we are referring to the ability to complete tasks and resolve issues quickly, as well as the ability to perform more than one task simultaneously with cost saving. Let's take the example of call centers with the UC solution we are providing. The tasks, the management, and the statistics reports are all handled using the call center features that ensure the most optimal customer experience. Less administration, meaning consolidating your applications into one centralized unified communication solution, cuts down your administration time, simplifies it, and it makes it easier to store and access all the information. Secure the business by partnering with the right unified communications provider. Your organization is automatically guaranteed a higher level of security. Instead of using phone lines, unified communication system turns your audio signals into digital ones. All your calls are made through an encrypted internet connection, significantly increasing security for your business communications system, and this applies to phone calls, emails, and text messages. Enabling mobile workforce. The mobility market is experiencing explosive growth thanks to the convincing business case that can be made for keeping workers connected while they're away from their desks. Unified communication can bring mobility to your business. Also, WebRTC helps with creating the right environment for employees who need to work and communicate remotely, since it can be used to join video and audio calls and conferences in both desktop and mobile browsers, and it is now supported by all the major browsers. And next we're going to talk about the unified communication components. And the first component that we're going to talk about is communication and telephony. UC solutions capitalize on Internet Protocol IP technology to transmit voice, video, and data across the network. The second component is messaging. UC solutions also include unified messaging, which is the integration of voicemail, fax, email, instant messaging, and other electronic media used for messaging users. Messages can be retrieved from the interface of their choice, whether it be the email client, the UC client, or over the phone, and users can see their messages to prioritize which one they will listen to first. And the third element that we're going to talk about is meeting solution. Audio and video conferencing have become a part of our daily lives. Individuals as well as companies all over the world use them frequently for personal and professional purposes. Web conferencing applications, which offer audio and video conferencing using WebRTC, are much cheaper now with the unified communication, and it's making telecommunication and collaboration simpler and more convenient. And the next component of UC that we're going to talk about is telephony presence. It enables individuals to manage their availability and make better communication decisions. Users can see who is online and choose the most appropriate communication medium. This saves time, especially within highly distributed businesses. For example, users who see that the person they are trying to reach is on the phone can send an instant message. And the last component of unified communication that we're going to talk about is unified clients. One of the challenges for businesses looking to deploy UC solution is to integrate multiple communication methods, equipment, and software all together. And that is why with UC, users are able to use desktops, IP phones, mobile devices, soft phones, and web portals.